Well, Tennessee Titans fans, breaking news out of Nashville today regarding an injured player. Read it and weep from the legend Jim Wyatt. The Titans have placed cornerback L'Jarius Sneed on injured reserve, where he spent most of last season. With a quad injury, he now has a quad injury again that he sustained in last Sunday's game against the Patriots, and now L'Jarius Sneed will miss at least the next 4 games. But let's be real, we may have seen L'Jarius Sneed play his final snap with the Tennessee Titans, and that's fine. There's a few elements to this, like L'Jarius Sneed, it has been a failed experiment since he got here. We traded a 3rd-round pick for him, paid him a good bit of money. Yet another investment that the Titans made that has not panned out. He's been hurt. When he's been in there, he has not been that same guy that we saw with Kansas City all those years. It just has not worked out since he got here. And he has, he's still been vocal that he still thinks that he's that same guy, and you're going to get the very best version of me, is what he said before the season started. And he's still tried to do all of that stuff with the Nico Collins who stuff. But at the end of the day, this has been a failed experiment from the start to now. And so it probably needs to have been L'Jarius Sneed's last game with the Titans, because they need to go in a new direction completely. Here's the problem with that. First of all, you can't trade him now. If for those of you that were hoping to trade L'Jarius Sneed, you're not going to trade him now, because now he's on injured reserve. So you're not going to trade him. You're going to have to cut him at the end of the season, release him. I mean, I don't know the situation. Maybe you can trade him in the offseason. I don't know. But even a bigger problem than that, you want to know who would be nice to have around right now? Jarvis Brownlee. It would sure be nice to have Jarvis Brownlee around, considering we just drafted him last year, considering he was a promising young player. But no, we traded him to the Jets for a 6th-round pick. And he's playing well for the Jets. So what's the deal here? I posted this on X a couple of days ago. L'Jarius Sneed has undoubtedly probably played his last game with the Titans. You traded Jarvis Brownlee. There's heavy rumors that you're going to trade Roger McCreary. At the very least, even if you don't trade him, he's probably not back on the team next year. It's a contract year for Roger McCreary. And apparently the front office wants to go in a new direction. So what is the direction for this DB room? You traded Brownlee. You're probably going to trade McCreary. Sneed's been a dud, and he's going to be out. So what, you're going to be looking for 3 starting corners this offseason? It's not like we don't have enough other holes to fill. We got to find. We're going to have a completely empty edge rush room. We need to completely reinvent the wide receiver room, except for 2 guys. We're going to need a new running back. Might have to shuffle some things on the offensive line. You need another inside linebacker next to Cedric Gray. You probably could beef up the interior defensive line depth. Like, there's already enough that the Titans are going to have to address. Let's add 3 starting corners to the mix. And don't hit me with Jalen Amar Davis. God bless this guy. He ain't a starting corner. You do not need to have this guy as a starting corner on your football team every week. We're going to have to do it this year, but going into next year, you cannot have Jalen Amar Davis as a starter. Marcus Harris is a rookie corner on the team, but he was a 6th-round rookie. The chances of him turning into something, I hope he does, but he's mostly been a special teams player, I think, thus far. So you've got not just 1 hole at corner, you've got 3. Because you traded one, you're probably going to trade the other, and the other one you're either going to release or whatever. So it's not good, guys. It's not good. It's not good for many reasons. It's not good because they gave up significant draft capital and money for L'Jarius Sneed, and it didn't pay off. And especially when you consider the fact that Sneed isn't the only one. How many investments has this organization made in players that did not pan out? Julio Jones, paid him a lot of money. Didn't amount to much. Bud Dupree, paid him a lot of money. Fine player, but didn't live up to the contract. Dan Moore, you're paying him a lot of money right now. Calvin Ridley, paid him a lot of money. Hasn't panned out. L'Jarius Sneed, paid him a lot of money. Hasn't panned out. I mean, are we just that unlucky? Are we just that unlucky in the players that we bring in here? Or are we just not doing a good job coaching these guys? Is this a place where veteran players come to just to collect a paycheck toward the end of their career? I mean, what's going on? Because it's just been one after the other. And L'Jarius Sneed is the latest case. He goes to IR. Probably isn't coming back. And as far as what that means for this season, I mean, sure, get Marcus Harris some reps. Again, he's a 6th-round rookie. May as well. Who else do you got? I mean, at this point, you have to give Marcus Harris reps. There's nobody else to give reps to. Jalen Amar Davis, you have to give him reps. I don't even remember. Daryl Baker? I guess you have to give Daryl Baker. I mean, that's your starting secondary now. And then McCreary's still here for now. So it just a bad situation all around for the Tennessee Titans. That you paid this guy and it hasn't worked out. It's a bad situation that you put a lot of stock into this guy beefing up your secondary and he hasn't played well and he's been hurt. It's bad that now you're going into an offseason where you've got to at least find 2 starting corners, but probably 3. I mean, it's just a bad situation. So as far as what this means for the rest of this season, it means that the Titans defense is going to get even worse because Jeffrey Simmons is going to miss considerable amount. I'm sure Jeff will come back at some point, but Jeff Simmons is going to miss a considerable amount of time probably. I bet you won't see him again until after the bye. The Titans have 2 games. They have this Sunday and next Sunday, and then they have their bye week. I don't think you will see Jeff Simmons before the bye week. I think you will not see him into the first game after the bye. So going up against the Colts on Sunday, who are scoring the most points of any team in the NFL, they're going to run whenever they want to with no Jeff Simmons. They're going to throw whenever they want to against a secondary of Jalen Amar Davis and Daryl Baker and Marcus Harris, and for now, Raj McCreary. The defense is going – I think the defense for this season is going to get even worse than what we've seen. And they were not good against the Patriots on Sunday. As a matter of fact, I would say that Patriots game was probably their worst showing of the season so far. But I think it's going to get even worse. L'Jarius Sneed headed to injured reserve. And you could see it coming from a mile away. Tighten up.